So let's 3D model this bag. So the first thing you have to do is to go get a FBX file. So I use TurboSquid. I put in bag, then I set the price to 0, and I look for the bag. So it should be right here. Click on the bag, I click on download. I use FBX. So I click on FBX bag. I download it. I have the file here, and then I bring it to my Blender, and I just drag and drop it right here. So I have it here, right? I have my FBX, and I just drop it. Bam. Import FBX. Perfect. Now you don't see the bag because it's inside the cube. So I just click on the cube and right click and delete it. I just remove the cube. Now you still don't see the bag because it's too small. So you have to click here, up right here, bag, and click on the keyboard, the period on the numpad. So this button here. So here's your keyboard, and you click on this button here. Ooh, right here to zoom in. This is my zoom button. So I right click on my bag, I click on my button, and here you go, there's my bag. So I click on my bag, click on scale top left here, and click on this void here, right here, and just scale it up. You can zoom out, keep scaling up until it's pretty much one at the width of one square. See? There you go. So now you have it. Now click on the bag and click here top bottom material, and then you can delete the material that's already on the bag, so we can start new. So you click on the first one here, blend one, and click on this remove. The same thing, click on the second one, remove, and then you remove. Perfect. So it doesn't have any material on it. Now you can check if it has a UV mapping on it. To do that, you go to the top left corner and you see my mouse changes to a different kind of cursor. You left left click and drag, and you're gonna have a second window. There you go. Now on this second window, click here, editor type, and then you go to UV editor. Now you go back to this right here. You click on object mode right here. You click on edit mode. Now you can see that it has a UV mapping because it's split it into various 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 stuff, various segments. Now let's say it didn't have a UV mapping, or you want to do something yourself. So you click on this. So if you deselect it, because now it's deselected, you click here on the void, you hit A, and it clicks and selects everything. Okay. Now to reset the UV mapping, you just have to go here, up here, UV mapping, and project from view, and it resets it. See? Now what does that mean? It means when you put a material on it, you're gonna see. Now click on here, and it's gonna hide your selection, so you can just see the bag. Now click on bag here, plus, click on new. Here we're gonna name it material bag. And then you're gonna go on Google and look for a texture, seamless texture. So I already went to Google and I typed in texture seamless leather, and I click on this one. Now you right click on this one again, and you open image in a new tab, so you have the high resolution. Because if you save from here, it's low resolution. But you save from here, that's the highest resolution you can get. Now right click, save as, and then you save it. Whatever. Let's call it texture 88. Now, what I like to do also after is open a program named Figma. This is my Figma. and then import the image here. So I have my texture. What is my texture? Download texture here, texture 88, and I just put it inside here. Now I want to make it a little smaller, so I grab it here, smaller. Now before putting it in my Blender, I just want to see if it's really seamless. So I copy it, right click, copy, paste here. So I have two of them, and I just put it on the side and see if it's really seamless. Okay, it's really seamless. It's really seamless. Oh wait, yeah, it's pretty seamless. Pretty seamless. Pretty seamless. Perfect. So I have it here, seamless. Okay, I can delete it now. And what is delete? Okay, you can hit the delete button on your keyboard and it disappears. Delete button is here. Um, oh, it's different from keyboard. So I have it here from my button. Okay, so I want to change the color. Let's say I wanted another color. So I click on it. And here on the top, on the bottom right, you click on this button here, plus, and then you can just pick a color here and move this, and you see you change the color. See? Now I see it's a little too dark, the, the image. So I click on images here, top bottom, and I can just change the exposure. See? There you go. The exposure, I can change the contrast until I like it. Okay, perfect. So I want to like this. Now I just click here on export. I export it, and then I have the image right here. So I copy it. Me, I like to put it in a different file. So I'm gonna put it in a different file, download desktop, and Arturo mapping, and I put it here. I'm gonna name it texture 88. Good. So I have it in this file here. Perfect. Now that is done. I can close this. Now I go back to my Blender, and now I want to put the texture in this bag. So I click here on base color on this little button here. I click on image texture right here, and then I click here on open, and then I go to the file where I saved it. So it should be here in tour Blender mapping. It's here, texture 88. Now I don't see it yet because I didn't click on assign. I assign it. Oh, it's still not there. How come? Interesting. Did I save everything? Is it here? Oh no, what is it? Ah, yeah, okay. So if you don't see it, it's because of the viewport shading. So right now I'm here. Now I have to click here on this viewport shading, and now you see it. Okay, I click here back, so I don't see my selection. Now you see it's weird, and that's why you have to use UV mapping. Otherwise, the texture is gonna go whatever it wants to go. If I don't do UV mapping and I want to do something quick, what I can do, I can try to, okay, first I have to select everything. So I click here and hit A. So I select everything, and you can see it right here, right? Now I click here again, I select A. I click all the faces. Now what I can do if I want to do something quick, I can just click here on scale and scale it up. I'm gonna click here so I don't see my selection, so I can see. I can do something like this, here. Quick. You want to do something very quick, you can do it like this, here. So it seems like the texture is fixed. It seems, but if you look closely, you can see some problems here. But if you do want something quick, you want to do something from the face, there you go. You have it right here, and you're done. But you want to do something a little more detailed, you have to do the UV mapping. So let's start with the UV mapping. So you click on here, show my selections, and now the UV mapping, you have to look at it as if you're solving the purse from texture from scratch. So what I mean is like, so I have this now as if I'm sewing the thing. So the first thing I can do is click here, see if it works. here on this edge. Oh yeah, it works. Okay, so how I did that, so I click here, I hold Alt, and I click on the edge next to it, and it loops around. See, it loops all around. All the white selection is my loop selection. So I hold Alt and I click on the edge. So I right click now, and I do mark seam. Perfect. So I have a seam. Now to test what I did, now I click on everything. I right click here, and I do unwrap. Now it unwraps the purse according to what I've to the seam I've done. So this is the loop I did. This is the loop I did, and this is the loop here. So let's see if it looks better. Let's see my selection. I do my selection here. Um, so you see this is different from this. So I see it's still curved. Now, instead of working directly with the texture, it's better to work with a grid. So what I can do, I go here, up here, top left. I click on this, on what I click. What I click for this? Um, New image. Yeah, you click on here on new image. New image. Here I'm gonna name it grid one, and then clear instead of blank, I'm gonna click UV grid, new image. Now it's a grid. Now I don't see the grid here on the image. It's because I have to click here and click on the grid like that. And now you see the UV grid. So it's better to work from the UV grids so you can see how the texture is gonna be present itself. So you can see there's a deformation, right? So here's the squares are different sizes in here, and this is things like this. So let's start just doing the seams. Now, what I can do is do a seam here. So I click on this, hold Alt, and it does a loop for. Oh, it's supposed to do a loop for me. If it doesn't, just like continue. It doesn't do the loop automatically for me. No, it doesn't do the loop. So if it doesn't do the loop, you can click here, hold Control, and it's gonna select in between your selections. Now I'm holding Control every time I click. Voila. I right click and I do mark a seam, and I do the same thing here. Now sometimes it's hard to navigate, so what I can do is I just click on this edge and click on the period, and it's gonna zoom in to my selection, so it's easier to navigate now. See, now I do the same thing. I hold Control, and then I click on my selections. There you go. I right click, mark a seam. Now I click on the void, click A, and right click here and see unwrap, and see it unwraps according to the seams I've done, and I can see my output. Let's see. So it still has a lot of work to be done, especially up here. So let's see if I can do something up here, especially this part. Let's see, I can continue. So I click here, I hold Alt, let's see if it loops. Yeah, it loops. Nice. But I don't want it to loop it here. I don't want to see in the middle. So what I can do, let's see if it works. Yeah, it works. So I hold Control and I just drag a box, and it unselects my selection. And I don't want it here either. I don't want to seam here. I want it to be continuous. Oh, what? I just want to deselect this. So okay, to deselect one, I hold Shift to just deselect one of them. There you go. Because I don't want to have another one. Oh, no, Control. Okay, I hold Control and do that. Now I hold Control. When I do this, I hold Shift and do this. Good. Now it's selecting a seam for me. Okay, good. Now I right click, mark a seam, and let's see what's up. Click on the void, hold A, right click, unwrap, and unwrap. See, the more is parallel to the grid, the better it should look. See, now it looks a lot better. See, it's not deforming. The squares are pretty much the same size. There's a seam, yeah, there, but anyways, purses have seams. Okay, so now I want to fix this. As you can see, this square is supposed to be like the same orientation, the same size of the middle one. So let's see, let's try to fix that. So what I can do, I can make a seam for each part here. So I click on one, hold Alt. Let's see if it works. No, it didn't work. Hold on. Yeah, it worked. So I click on one seam, I hold Alt. Let me zoom in because here. Okay, yeah, there you go. I hold Alt, click here, and it loops around automatically. I right click and mark a seam. I have a seam here. See, I have a seam all around. I do the same thing for the other ones. Oh, I'm inside. Okay, click here. I zoom in a little. It's better for me. Hold here. Right click, mark a seam. Click here, zoom in. Click here. Right click, mark a seam. Here. Then it loops around automatically. Mark a seam. Here, click here. Click A. Right click, unwrap. There you go. Let's see what's up. And it's a little more. Okay, so let's try to fix this part. And what I can do, so it's pretty much trial and error until this point. So I right click, it loops around, right click, mark a seam. Hey, skipping one, right? Nice, let's skip. Okay. Right click here, right click here, unwrap. It's a little more. This thing here I don't like. What's up? How can I fix that? How can I fix that? Let's see. I click. What is this part here? I think it's the curvature here. Yeah, it's the curvature here. Okay. Okay, so I just tried an error. So do seams until it works out. Okay, so let's try to put on the texture and see what's up. So I click here. I want to put back the, I click here to put back the texture I thought before. So as you can see, it looks a lot better than it did before. It's not perfect, but as you can see now, the problem is this thing is too big. So to fix that, I click here, I hit on A to select everything. You don't see it now because I click on this button. So you can see here. Now I can just scale. So I click here on scale, right here top left, and just click here on this part. I just scale it until I see that it's pretty much what I want. And there you go. Okay, it's not bad. It's much better than what it had before. So as you can know, I still have a little deformation here, but that's trial and error with the seams until you get something, right? I think you had to put a seam here in the middle, but for the time for this video, I won't do it now. It'll take too long. Okay, now I want a different texture for the button here. So how can I do that? You click here. So I click. I now, instead of selecting edges, now I can put this back here. Get bigger. Now I can click on here, select mode faces. I select this face. I select this face. I hold shift and I can select more faces like this. Done. Now I have these 4 faces. I click on zoom. I can zoom in the period. Now what I do, I hold control and plus on the numpad. That, and it grows my selection. Okay? So to visualize what I've done, hold on. What is it? to grow the selection, you have to, what's up with this keyboard? It's not string. Okay, you hold control, it's supposed to be here, and plus on the numpad, and it's gonna grow your selection like I did. Okay, now I have my selection here. I have this part already click material, and now I click add material. I click on new. Now it's gonna name this button, and I'm gonna put it black. Let's put it, oh no, not black, or maybe yeah, I know what, let's start with the whole thing. Yeah, let's start with the whole thing actually. Hold on. So I click here, I make my selection even bigger to the whole thing. Yeah, whole thing. And now I want the whole button golden. Let's put it golden. Now I can remove my, hide my selection, and assign here, and assign here. Now it's yellow, it's not golden. So what I can do is just change the properties down here. Roughness, metallic, right here. I can make it even shinier. Yeah, okay, perfect. Nice, pretty golden. Nice. Okay. Now I want the middle part here black. So what I can do, I can show my selection up here. And now I click back on the faces, I hold shift, down, 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 grow my selection, control plus, and then I click again here, plus, click on new, then I can name it button center, and then I can hide my selection so I can see what I'm gonna do, and I assign it, bam. And then I can change the color, black, and I can make it shiny. It doesn't show the shine because maybe it's too black. There you go. Nice. And there you go. Okay, now I have a problem, another problem. Let's say I want to make the purse shiny also, the whole purse. So I show my selection, and then oh no, I don't have to. I can go here. I can click on this, and then um, metallic. So I click here on the back material, and I make it the purse shiny. I want a little shine. So I roughness to shiny, metallic. Okay, so it's a little shiny now. Now as you can see, now it's shiny, yeah, but it doesn't show the you see it looks like plastified. I don't want it plastified, I want the texture actually to pop out also. So how to fix this? Now you gotta go to here, top left. Now you gotta go to you gotta shade editor. Yeah, you go to shade editor. You can make this a little smaller. You can hide this thing, I don't need it, and you can zoom in to the shade editor. Now you make a little room between the texture and the, like, yes, you right click in the middle, you add I think it's normal mapping, vector, normal mapping, normal map, and you put it here in the middle. The color here, you go to color, normal, you go normal. Okay, and now it looks weird because I think it's too strong, so I put it back to 0, it goes back to normal. And now I can see here I just increase a little bit, and there you go. It's too much, too strong. There you go. Now it's not completely like plastified. You have a little texture now. Nice. Okay, and there you go. You have your purse, 3D purse with the UV mapping. Now then you can go play with the lights and everything, but that's for another video. Okay, thank you.